I'm Mark Ricketson. In this video, I'd like to introduce you to the concepts of biophilia and biophilic design, and talk about where SoftForm Lighting and the elements of biophilic design intersect. So what is biophilia? The term biophilia is comprised of bio, that which refers to us, living organisms, and philia, which is the Greek word for that which attracts us. So biophilia, or more specifically biophilic, are those living things which we are attracted to. The concept of biophilia was popularized in the mid-'80s by the publication of a book written by Edward O. Wilson entitled The Biophilic Hypothesis. Wilson states that humans possess an innate tendency to seek connection with nature and other forms of life. Since Wilson's book, scientists have extensively studied the health and wellness aspects of our affinity for nature. As an example, a study in Japan found that when test subjects were immersed in a natural environment, a forest in this case, positive physiological responses were measured. From a visual perspective, researchers have discovered that the human visual cortex, the area of the brain where we process visual information, contains a high concentration of opiate receptors. And when we see complex natural images like trees, our body's natural opiate, endorphins, attach to these receptors, resulting in the feeling of pleasure. In essence, being in nature is a pleasurable experience. But scientists are not the only ones interested in the benefits of biophilia. A growing number of employers today understand the importance of a healthy workforce. The fact is that the number one expense of any business is its employees. There's a rule of thumb that helps put employee cost in context with other business costs. It's called the 3-30-300 rule. The rule is that you should allocate $3 per square foot for your energy, $30 per square foot for your space, and $300 per square foot for your employees. It's the $300 per square foot that biophilic design is focused on as a way to help employers realize the benefits of their most expensive asset. The elements of biophilic design are comprehensive. In fact, there are 14 unique biophilic design elements that address all aspects of a building design, from structure to HVAC, from lighting to interiors. SoftForm Lighting addresses 4 of the 14 biophilic design elements. We'll review each one briefly so you can gain a good understanding of where you may want to implement biophilic lighting design for your projects. The first design element is having a visual connection to nature. The best case is to actually be in a natural environment. And believe it or not, there are companies who are attaining this very high level of biophilic design today. For example, Apple's new headquarters building enables its employees to enjoy the serenity of an outdoor park inside the confines of the building itself. Similarly, Amazon has accomplished this by the construction of their biodomes. Not all budgets can support this kind of design, so the next best thing is to provide people inside with views of the outside, ideally with views of nature. And as you know, this too is not always possible. So last but not least, constructing a natural analog or image of the outside has a similar positive impact on the viewer. And because SoftForm Lighting's LED diffusion media is fabric, it is a simple process to print any image and present images of nature where it would otherwise be impossible to have. To help you in the process of creating printed views of nature, SoftForm Lighting has a number of images available in the gallery section of our website. Any of these images can be printed on our fabric, but keep in mind, you are not limited to these images. We can print any image that you have the publication rights to. The second design element is diffuse ambient luminance. In the natural world, we routinely experience very high levels of luminance or brightness. For example, if you were to stand outside on a sunny day in direct sunlight, you would likely measure somewhere around 10,000 foot candles of illumination. Then, if you moved into the shade of a tree, most people would say that's a very comfortable place to enjoy being outdoors. In the shade of a tree, you're experiencing upwards of 400 foot candles. If you were to bring 400 foot candles inside, your experience would be very different. In fact, you would most likely have to shield your vision with sunglasses to help reduce the intensity of the illumination. Why is that? The fact is that outdoors, the light we experience comes from everywhere. It's omnidirectional. Historically, lighting design has strived to generate as much light as possible in the smallest area possible, and then distribute that light into the space. While this technique has served us well to get light on tasks, it isn't what we experience in nature, and as a result, it's not something we feel comfortable being in. For the most part, we tolerate the light we are provided in our workplace. The new biophilic lighting design paradigm is to try and replicate the experience we have in the shade of a tree. The light should be diffuse and come from as big an area as possible. So instead of symmetric arrays of very bright sources in the ceiling, asymmetric arrays of highly diffuse illumination would be a more natural biophilic solution. SoftForm Lighting's standard white stretch fabric creates highly diffuse illumination. Light forms like our 4x4 make implementation of large areas of luminance relatively easy. And with the fabric diffusion panels factory installed, coupled with our out-of-the-box and into-the-ceiling design, installation is no different than other standard recessed lighting products. The third biophilic design element that SoftForm Lighting addresses is the ability to present repeating patterns. Repeating patterns are everywhere in nature. Most vegetation can be defined by fractal math. Fractals are simple shapes repeated over and over. The brain's response to seeing these complex patterns is to increase the endorphins attaching to the abundance of receptors in the brain's visual cortex. We can't help it. Viewing repeating patterns feels good. Again, SoftForm Lighting's ability to print on its fabric diffusers allows the introduction of repeating patterns via the light source. How cool is that? The fourth biophilic design element is related to the creation of spaces for refuge. These are areas where people can gather and have the ability to carry on face-to-face conversations. SoftForm Lighting aids in the design of these spaces by not only having the ability to provide illumination and possibly images, but also to attenuate sound. Our light forms have a noise reduction coefficient of 0.25. So with SoftForm Lighting, you get the best of both worlds. Spaces that are naturally illuminated and quiet. For more information about biophilic design and SoftForm Lighting, please visit our website. For SoftForm Lighting, I'm Mark Ricketson. Thanks for watching.